afternoon, good evening, wherever you are watching me from. This is Yaya Razak on Educational Tips. For quite some time, we have been talking about different topics. We've looked at different types of essays and so on. But today, and for some other subsequent lessons, we shall be looking at the topic grammatical names and functions. Grammatical names and functions. Now, this is a particular topic that most students are finding tough and which are easy to identify. Now, when we talk of grammatical names and their functions, what do we mean when we say grammatical names and functions? This means that there are some expressions, there are some group of words that perform the functions of some parts of speech. And these parts of speech, these expressions, this group of words are named after the parts of speech because of the functions they perform. Now, for instance, we have phrases, we have clauses, and then we still have sentences. Now, when we talk of phrase or phrases, what is a phrase? Phrase forms part of these grammatical names, and we'll be looking at their various functions. Now, when we talk of phrase, most students don't really know the difference between phrase, clause, and sentence. A phrase is just a group of words. No subject, no verb. And when we talk of verb, we have different types of verb. That means when we talk of a phrase has no subject, that is like no doer or no performer of the action, which is the verb. And when we talk of the verb, we are talking about finite verb. Finite verb, F-I-N-I-T-E, finite verb. What do we mean by finite verb? A finite verb is the kind of verb, mostly main verbs. Now, finite verb is the kind of verb that changes with the time, that is tense, with subject, that is when we talk of singular subject, when we talk of plural subject. For instance, when we talk of a verb like go, G-O, go. Now, go is a finite verb because it can change according to the number of subjects that come before it. For instance, if we are talking about the first person singular, which is I, then it is I go. Second person singular, you go. Third person singular, he, she, it goes. Then when we talk of first person plural, we talk of we go. Second person plural, you go. Third person plural, they go. I hope you are following my drift. Now, let's look at another change. We can change it from present. The ones I've given, they are examples of present tense, that is simple present tense. Now, when we talk of present continuous tense, that is an action that has started but has not ended, the ones that end with ing, that is the verb with the suffix ing. Now, I am going. Am is a primary auxiliary verb, going with go, which is the main verb, plus ing, giving us present continuous tense. You are going. They are going. We are going. You are going. They are going. Past tense of go is went. I went. You went. She went. They went. We went. You went. Then we want to turn it to past participle. I have gone. That is gone. You have gone. I have gone. You have gone. They have gone. Now that is, you have the participle. The participle, that is the past participle of go, is gone. The past tense of go is went. The present continuous form is going. So if you look at the changes, you see that according to the time, which is the tense, and according to the number of subjects. So that is an example of a finite verb. How you are following? So in a situation where you don't have a subject, at least for instance, when you say John went to school yesterday, John is the subject, verb, went is the verb. Then in a situation where you don't have subject, when you don't have verb, then the group of words, the other words, they are just phrases. The other words in these types of group and this type of expressions, they are phrases. For instance, let me give you an example of when we talk of phrase. I was here early in the morning. I, subject, was the verb. Here, adverb. That is adverb of place. Early in the morning is a phrase. If you look at it very well, early in the morning, no subject, no verb. Early in the morning is an adverbial phrase that is talking about time. That is, if you look at adverb that is here is an adverb. H-E-R-E is an adverb. Just one word. One word is an adverb. While group of words is adverbial. It can be phrase, it can be clause. We shall come to clause later. So early in the morning is what? Is an adverbial phrase that is talking about time. So early in the morning is what? Is a phrase because it has no subject, it has no finite verb. We shall have the meeting after the lecture. Another phrase after the lecture. Then we now have another phrase. These are adverbial phrases. Now, I told you when we started that all these expressions, they are the ones that we call grammatical names, because if you note, you see that I said adverbial phrase. That is, when we say adverbial phrase, it means that it is a phrase, that is a group of words that is performing the function of an adverb. And what is an adverb? An adverb is a word that modifies a verb. Then how does an adverb modify a verb? Modify a verb means that it tells us so many things about the verb. It tells us the reason for the action. The action is the verb. It tells us the reason, the time, the purpose, concession, and so many other things about the verb. So when we now talk of adverb, adverb is just one word. Like here, H-E-R-E is an adverb. But when we say early in the morning, after the lecture, all these are what? Adverbial phrases. That is, these are phrases that are performing the function of adverb, that is modifying the verb that is in the main clause. I mean, in the sentence, which is the main clause. So when we now talk of another grammatical name, which is noun phrase, we are still dealing with phrase. Noun phrase. I know we all know what a noun is. Anything that has to do with name. The name of a place, name of a person, name of a thing, country, anywhere. Now, apart from a noun being names of places or people or things, a noun also performs another function, which is performing the function of either being the subject, that is the doer of the action in that sentence, or the object, that is the receiver of the subject's action. For instance, if I say, the man in white suit is a class teacher. The man in white suit is a class teacher. Now, the man in white suit, you discover that there is no verb there. There is no finite verb there. So the man in white suit is a noun phrase. It's a noun phrase. That is, it is the subject of what? What is the verb that we have in that sentence? The verb is. Is. Now, the man in white suit is the subject of is, which is the verb. Now, our class teacher is another type of noun phrase. The first one is the subject, while the one, our class teacher, is the complement. What did I say? It's complement. That's not object. Because when we say our class teacher, it means that our class teacher, which is a noun phrase, is giving us more information about the subject, which is the man in white suit. That our class teacher, which is the complement, is telling us that, oh, okay, this is who this man is. So it is not object. Object will be another entity, totally different from the other phrase there. Now let me give you the one that will be the object. The principal of our school beat the erring students. The principal of our school beat the erring students. Now, the principal of our school is the subject. That is the noun phrase. It's a noun phrase because if you look at it, no verb. So, the principal of our school, the subject, performed a particular action, which is beat. So, beat, B-E-A-T, is the verb there. The erring student. The erring student is what? Is another noun phrase. But this time around, it is not a complement, but the object, because the school principal, which is the subject, is another entity. The erring student is another entity. So the action of the subject affects the object. So that is why that one is called the object. So I believe I've been able to, make some points or some clarifications on this particular topic. So in our next class, we shall continue with this topic. But until then, remain blessed. Thank you. We shall see again very soon.